Hi everyone, welcome to the August OpenEdX meetup. Welcome everyone. So today we'll have two presentations. The first presentation is going to be provided by the team from IBM and Intella. And it's a presentation about AI-powered features and solutions that will impact and benefits the students and the learning experience on the OpenEdX platform. Then we will have a presentation by Gleb Grublowski from Raccoon Gang, introducing a proposal for a new OpenEdX marketplace. So thank you for being here. Before we start, I'll introduce myself. So I'm Esteban Echeverri from Olas Neo. I'm part of the OpenEdX marketing working group. And we're organizing every month a meetup along with Eden Hoodmeyer from Maxim Collaborative and with Nicole Kessler from Astor Technology. So welcome for being here again. We will be recording the presentation. So if you don't want to appear in the recording, feel free to turn off your cameras. And we'll have the presentations, and after the presentations, we will have a Q&A session. If you have any questions during the presentation, just feel free to write the questions in the group chat, in the room chat. And after the session, I will be introducing the questions to the speakers. After the two presentations, we will go to the main room for the unstructured networking time. So keep in mind that you will be able also to reach out to the speakers in that area after the presentations. So now let me welcome Rav and Andre, if they want to join, to Carpeteria so that you can start with your presentation. I'm not sure if Andre or Rav who's going to be first, but please go ahead.
I can start.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Andrei Moskolev and I am a CEO of Integrated Technology Laboratory. Let me introduce my company before we will dive deeper into Intella's offering and product adaptation for OpenEdX. We are a large AI shop that produces AI-powered product for internal use and our clients. For internal use, I mean we convert our products into startups that can run under Intella or live on its own. We have many AI experts who are working in quite a few industry domains, but in a nutshell, we produce technologies such as virtual assistant, copilots, and have expertise in simulation and optimization, personalized customer experience, auto content creation, content enhancement, content localization, and guidance and advisory. Here are some examples of our products that you can just find on the internet. Some of our work is not really published just due to some security reasons. And what is my goal today? We are all investing in OpenEdX technology, and I want this technology to thrive on the market. We want to empower anyone who is pitching OpenEdX to the clients to have a very attractive and unique offer that will stand out from the crowd. This is why we decided to provide many of our tools to the community that we hope will lead to the better adaptation of OpenEdX. I want to list 5 user categories that we can provide very interesting technologies today for. We all know that OpenEdX serves a diverse range of customers, but each customer segment has its own unique needs and motivations. So main customers are students, teachers, and mentors, educational institutions, businesses, companies with the corporate training and development needs, and government agencies and other organizations. Here is the roadmap, by the way, that I took from a presentation that was recently uploaded to the YouTube. And I see that we are aligned pretty much with many of community initiatives. So let me go over what we are offering to each of the user categories. What exactly can we provide to help you to create better offer for your users? Let's start with students and learners. Learners are usually seeking to acquire new skills, knowledge, or certification, often for career advancement, personal development, or academic reasons. We reposition our WorkIS applications that we are using for career development to manage learning process that we call Student Connect. It is a web and mobile application that creates custom learning paths, provide you with to-do tasks, assessment, and the learning statistics. It is very engaging and interactive due to a big variety of entertaining modules such as daily brain teasers, daily puzzles, and rewarding. Since this application was inherited from WorkIS, we have ability to provide career advisory even for K-12 students. But we have even better offer for college and university students. You can employ WorkIS or Student Connect to provide your student with much better learning outcome if you will use WorkIS market data that gives you a full picture of employment market needs. Besides career guidance, you can offer many services like personalized learning path, assessment, content localization in more than 20 languages, resume preparation, and even student job placement. Again, this application is very entertaining and engaging for students and helps them to achieve their career goals. I will show you in detail how application functionality works later on. Another type of users are teachers and mentors. These users usually need to build content, deliver content to students, guide learners, and facilitate the learning processes. We are offering our Uniboard technology for every teacher and mentor, and there is no limit how many bots you can build for yourself. With WorkIS, all mentors and teachers will be able to compare educational programs to real-world market demand and have access to many job market indicators to align the training materials to employers' requirements. They also will have ability to manage all students from a single application and generate assessments or brain teasers and even provide a custom learning path to every student. In WorkIS and Student Connect, teacher can find tools to create and manage courses content more efficiently and even combine many courses, assessments, and tests into a logical learning path that we call transformation package. And what we are offering for educational institution, you can build and manage and distribute your content just more efficiently. You even can combine your content into logical paths and distribute to groups or individual people. You can use our just market data to enhance your content. You can use unlimited number of bots to support your students. All will be available there for you. Content enhancement will look like that. So you will have a data from employer, how your training will match for employer demands. Okay, you can use this analytics to enhance your content. You can spot the gaps in the skill set that required by employer or what you have in your training. And the same is available for a company or for some businesses or for the government agencies. So everything related to upskilling, to assessments, and the talent management is available in those applications. Now let's dive deeper into some tools that we are offering for OpenEdX community. Let's talk a bit about IntelliBot that we branded as a Unibot from our United University brand. Unibot is a SaaS technology based on LangChain and LangGraph and provides one single UI that accommodates over 3K LLMs. We also have a simplified Unibot created specifically for OpenEdX community in the form of installable plugin that you can add to any of your courses and have all of the Unibot power inside of your course. We are adding voice prompts and read loud functionalities by the end of this year. I will demonstrate how we are using Unibot for educational needs or for some specific domain needs. Here you see our Unibot website. I will grab one code that is available per bot and insert it into the web page, and it will be available right away. You will refresh your web page, and you see the bot is already available. Look and feel can be changed anytime. You can ask in English, you can ask in Spanish. It will support any language that you will choose. And you can upload your own instruction for any type of domain that you want. Like I said, we already have it for doctors, we already have it for lawyers. You can be SME in any domain and upload your own instruction, and bot will work using those instructions. Next are e-commerce offers. We have an example of merging Shopify stores with open edX content. In this example, we have close to 600 school books that we digitalized and offering individually in bundles or collection or any other combination. Each book comes with your Unibot, and you can get some support in more than 20 languages. It works like any other store with integrated payment system, all functionality for user management and purchase management already embedded. I also want to talk a little bit more about our own tools. It's called Intelligent Training. It's a special just website that you can use to build your own landing page under 1 minute and give a link to your open edX content. And you can add any type of tickets, that you want. Let me demonstrate that in the live website. It's a special just website that you can build any type of landing pages. So let me open one. For example, if you edit, you can add any type of tickets. You can say that it's a general admission, and it might cost some money, say $29.99. You can add any other tickets, maybe with a special promotional code, and so on. So it's very easy to build, it's very easy to manage, and if you get published, it will become live. Okay, you also can build brand new just courses from the beginning, or reuse our templates. Now let's talk about this application. So it has actually 12 apps inside. It's very large, but I hope that any employer, any company that you're dealing with can get some just benefits from it, especially in employee learning and development. It has a lot to offer, from the pre-employment tests, onboarding, advisory, employment of record, spreading any job description or job posting to a job boards, and so on. It has studios per user, so employer will be able to do some job postings, job description. Student can assign themselves some goals and see how learning path will guide them. Well, with mentors, they also can build additional content and monetize it, and also job market data. So we have a lot of data. We're analyzing job postings in millions. It can give you a very good picture on what employer wants. Now let's look how easy it is to generate learning path for students. Here an example. You can have a different registration pages. It can be any number of fields. If you are inside Open edX, you already, with LTI, you already know about user and what courses they are taking. The main part, what we need to do is to add initial point, which can be a resume, or you can preset your skills and your goals. Everything between will be just taken care of application itself. So you're registering, you're picking your goals, you just building your password, access, you're getting access, and already everything is ready for you. If you need, you can adjust your skills, and here you go. Everything was already built for you. If you will take any course, any steps, your statistics will adjust automatically. In the next examples, you can see how your customers can entertain the team or students. Okay, they can build the content, brain teasers, to push it to some channels on a mobile application. If a team member or a student will pass the daily just puzzle or a brain teaser, it will be reflected in administration panel right away. And one more example is how to combine many courses into a transformation package. This transformation package is a logical learning path that you can add any content into. It can be articles, it can be some media files, it can be any tests, any brain teasers, anything you want. So you will add it into a special order that you want, and you can distribute it to a group or to individual people. When they receive that package, and it's immediate, so when they receive that in mobile application, if they will start to pass it, all statistics will come to the manager or to the teacher. So in this way, you can actually just build a very large transformational package that include a lot of content, and you see who did already what, who just completed what, and all statistics will come to you right away. And if you want, you can just try the live the website. You can go to workis.com and you can see how it works. So if you are a student or job seeker, you can go to this form, upload your resume, and see what type of learning passes you will get. Content creator. Looks like we are running out of time here, so I will just skip this. If you will need more info, you can just contact us, and we will talk about how you can combine any of your courses into some logical learning passes. And the last offer that we have is managed hosting. And we are also offering our managed cloud services to host any of your customer instances to make it more affordable for you and your clients. On average, we see we can reduce the cost up to 8 times, just compared to AWS, Microsoft, Azure, or GCP. Currently, we have a lot of instances for Ukrainian universities move to our environments just to provide a stable access for students in this tough time for them. Summarize my demo today. I want you to see that there are tools created by Intella that can empower many open edX providers with better offers to your customer that I hope will be reflected in a better open edX adaptation by businesses. Here are our contacts. You can reach out to us with any questions. You can also reach out to Axim, and they know how to get hold of us. Right now, I will pass it all to IBM Skills Network to demo how they are using Unibot in their portal. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre. Now, Leon, Rav, do you want to go next?
Yeah, so hi everyone, this is Rav Ahuja from IBM. I am the
Oh, Raf, you are muted.
I am muted. Okay.
Yes, and also please join the carpet area so that everyone can listen to you.
So Rav, you're to the left of the carpet. You have to actually stand on the carpet. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Is that
Thank you.
all right? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi everyone. This is Rav Ahuja. I am Chief Content Officer at IBM Skills Network. So our team at IBM is responsible for having about 150 instances of Open edX that we operate for our clients and partners. And in addition to that, we create a whole bunch of content that make it available on sites like edX.org and Cognitive Class. So today I'm going to talk about the Intella Unibot virtual assistant that we are using for many of our Open edX courses on the Open edX platform. So a few months ago, Intella came to us and they showed us this virtual assistant that they had developed that could take, content in context relevant information from the courses that are on the platform and be able to provide learning assistance to our learners. And that seemed like an interesting opportunity for us. So we've been working with them for the last few months to implement these learning assistants or teaching assistants in some of our courses. So let me share my screen and demo to you the environment that that we have here. So So here is a course in a development environment. It's Python for Data Science course. And there is a plugin that Intella has developed, and it was our, so if you go to the course, you'll see this AI Assistant tab. One of the things that we, asked Intella to do was to make sure that, we want this technology to be available to anyone who uses OpenEdX. And it was our, we asked them that, could you make this open source? And they said, sure, let's make this open source and let's make this available for everyone. So this is an open source plugin that that will be available for anyone to use going forward. So here, there is some initial when you first want to. So this can be done by an instructor. Any instructor in the course will have access to this AI Assistant tab, and each course will can have its own AI assistant that can be configured separately. So this is a Python course. I can call the TA Pythonist. If it's a different course, people can call the TA different names, etc. And you can configure things like the size of the window and so on. So right now it says I am a help desk chatbot. Well, this is not really a help desk, but let's call it a course assistant. And you can see that that gets changed. Like the welcome message can be configured by the instructor, and as well as the width, etc., the colors and icons and so on can all be configured for your, so the instructor can personalize the teaching assistants as per their requirements. For our installation, we've limited it to just a few models, but Intella has the option for you to have over 150 models that you can choose from. And for our courses, we're just either using OpenAI or we're using the IBM Granite models. And in some cases, we could even use Llama 3.1. So that's, for our instructors, we've restricted it to this set, but there's over 150 models to choose from. And all these models, except like the OpenAI one and the watsonx ones, you can have privately hosted models so that your information isn't being shared with the public models. So one of the most interesting things about this virtual assistant is this scan my course button. I'm not going to do it now because it's already been scanned, but basically what the virtual assistant does is when you click the scan my course button, it goes through and spiders through all of the content that is in the course, the video transcripts, the readings and so on, and the quizzes. And that's where it develops knowledge about what is in your course. For this course, it took about a minute for the scan to happen. So it's fairly quick in my opinion. The other thing that was important for us is that we didn't want our learners to go and ask answers to questions that are on the quizzes and graded assessments of the course. So there is this option to restrict answers for graded questions or for practice quizzes. And so we have those options checked so that learners can simply ask the questions that are on the quiz and get an answer to those. You can also supplement the knowledge of what the virtual assistant should be aware of. So you can add additional PDF documents and HTML and text files and markdown files to have a bigger knowledge of corpus, or to supplement the knowledge of the virtual assistants beyond just what's in this course, as well as the general knowledge that the learning model has. And then there's also a dashboard which is going to be useful for the instructors to see, give you a high level of how the assistant is performing, how are the learners ranking the assistant, and so on. So so this is on the instructor side. This is how the instructor configures the assistant. Let me now switch over to the learner side. So on one of the sites that our team operates is cognitiveclass.ai. It is a place where anyone can go and access free online courses on a variety of topics, including AI, data science, and other technologies. It is operated by my team, IBM Skills Network. And now I didn't want to show you the plugin on the production side so I don't mess things up. But I'll show you the learner side of things in the course. So here is a course, the Python for Data Science course. And in here, let's say I am a learner. I go to this video. And earlier in this module, there was a question. There was a video on lists. So what I can do is, ask it what is the difference between lists and dictionaries. So this is their typical, ChatGPT type stuff. It'll give you those kinds of answers that you're looking for. Assistance that the learner wants. So similarly, I can ask it questions like, show me an example code for a dictionary, and it's using the knowledge that it's learned from this course as well as the general knowledge that the language model has, and comes up with, in this case, an example that's in the course about and from the course lab in the course that shows you how to create a dictionary and access it and so on. Now, one of the things that I showed you while configuring was the issue with, we don't want learners to be asking questions that are on the quizzes. So let me ask it a question like, so in this model, we are covering tuples, we are covering lists. And if I ask it a question, what is the difference between lists and tuples? It hopefully will not give me the answer, because it says, unfortunately, I'm unable to assist you with questions from upcoming tests. So if I go to the upcoming tests, there is actually a question here about difference between lists and tuples. So it's a little bit more intelligent that way. So that is pretty much what I had in terms of a demo. Let me open it up for if anyone has any questions for either Andre or me or Leon about in general what Intella does, or this virtual assistant for instructors and learners in Open edX.
Great, thank you, Rob, for your presentation. So we have one first question. So is the content scanning limited to text-based XBlocks, or does it also parse SCORM packages, for example?
Andre, I'll let you answer that.
Andre, just come to the carpet area if you're going to answer, so everyone can hear. Andre, just please closer to the carpet area, so that you have the orange icon. There you go.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, now we can hear you. Can you answer the question?
Yes, my apologies. To be able to answer that, I would love to involve my technical team. So it would be nice if we can schedule some other calls specifically for the technical questions. Okay, what exactly that button will do? Or we can just pass you some documentation that you can read about it. So just we can write some notes for you.
Yeah, in terms of IBM, we didn't really test this with any of SCORM packages, but it does look through all of the video transcripts, it looks through the quizzes, it looks through any of the readings. So I think it's primarily text-based, but I don't know about the score.
Okay, great. So one other question. So does the assistant answer questions from outside the course?
Yes, it uses a large language model as the so it can. There's two options, right? One is what's in the course. The other is what's the large language model knows about, and the third is you can give it specific documents for additional RAG enabled responses.
Okay, that's great. So check another question. One question from Juan. What is the current path for someone to incorporate it in an OpenLX instance?
I didn't get that question. What was it?
So the question is how can someone that is already running an OpenLX instance incorporate this assistant? Which are the steps and what is involved? There's also a question about whether it is open source. Is all these components are open source? Are there any components that have maybe a license? I can imagine that using the large language model that you should have a license for that, right?
Number one, you have to be in the last two.
Sorry, can you say it again?
Versions. So it only can work with the version starting from 17 and 18. So you have to be in the last, like in recent installations.
Mm-hmm.
But it was done as a plugin. So it's and even if you already operating some portal, it's easily installable.
Sorry, Andrei, you're breaking up. You're in and out. I don't know, Raf, if you can assist him with the answer.
Yeah, so it's a plugin that is installable on the recent versions of OpenNetX. Now, I think what and again maybe I'm speaking for Intella here. I think what the open source version does not include is access to all models. You'd have to provide your own API key. For example, this is the OpenAI API key for this particular model. That is something that you need to provide your own. In our case, we provide our key, and the same thing for IBM models, we provide our key, so that won't be available for for the free version or the open source version. If you wanted to use a hosted version of one of the models that Intella provides, I think that is a paid upgrade.
Okay, that's great. If you can share the link of the plugin or the expert, that would be great, so that people can start reviewing and tinkering with it. So one other question I have: is there a way to limit the amount of questions that students ask, or set up a some threshold? Because in many cases there are the costs of the LLMs, that's the LLMs, they typically have a huge impact on this kind of deployments. So how does this tool approaches those costs controls, if any?
We deal with cost in multiple ways. Number one, all models are very tuned, so they will be much cheaper than what you see on OpenAI. Okay, that's number one. Well, with prompts, they are actually broken down, so not in a big chunks, and it's also lowering cost. We have some cases when we using some equipment on a Hugging Face. Well, they're for free, and you can do the same, and we can tune models into that environment, and it will even just lower that cost even more. So it's not that expensive as you would expect with open AI.
Mhm.
So, well, but it's just case by case. And of course, yes, we can limit number of questions or a time that you will use the tool. Yeah, it can be added.
Okay, great. Thank you. So one more question.
It was not added right now, but in the
Okay.
main tool, we have that option.
Okay, great. So one other question, since it is using known models, that means that can support other languages like Arabic, right?
I do not recall if it's Arabic, but we've been doing English, Spanish, Portuguese, all European languages, Chinese language. Yeah, all of that available. I will need to check on Arabic language.
Okay, great. So I think
It will be different between models. If you will pick models that will have that. Let's say in this case, I believe it's Llama, and you see it's very rich on languages. If you will pick models that will not give you a lot of options, it might be just one language.
okay,
It depends on models, well, that you will pick.
great. Well, time's up for this first presentation. Thank you, Andrei, and thank you, Raf. So they will be available after the next presentation on Carpet D. So if you have any other questions, just feel free to reach out to them. And now let me welcome Gleb from Raccoon Gang. And please, Gleb, proceed with your presentation. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So today I'll be presenting the proposal that basically we have bootstrapped in the community as a new extension marketplace for OpenEdX. My name is Gleb Glugowski. I'm a core contributor to OpenEdX credentials repository, and also I'm a software architect at Raccoon Gang. And basically, in collaboration with Marketing Working Group and with Eden, the lead of the marketing in Axim and OpenEdX, we have prepared the idea on how to transform the different solutions around OpenEdX to start a new marketplace that would combine all extensions around the community. So why there are talking around marketplace and the need for marketplace in OpenEdX community happening right now? The main reason is that OpenEdX strategy is to be extensible platform, and currently OpenEdX already provide plenty of solutions to actually be an extensible platform. So there are XBlocks, the first probably type of the extension to OpenEdX. The idea that every piece of content is extensible and you can actually integrate any kind of content with your courses using OpenEdX. There are some simple extensions like themes, brand, and other customizations for the colors, for the look and feel of the platform. Recently, I believe it was already more than a couple of years, but it's only gaining popularity of use of tutor plugins tutor-based installations provides a way to extend its core without need for forking any of the tutor technologies or tutor plugins. You can actually do your own combinations of the infrastructure changes with the use of the specifically described way and by utilizing tutor plugins. From the beginning of OpenEdX, there are a lot of different implementations of the of the Python plugins that with which actually you can extend core of OpenEdX. Core is written in Django and Python using Django framework. So basically, there are a couple of iterations of Python plugins around the community, and the latest one is actually with a powerful usage of Hooks extension framework, hooks and filters, known as other way when you actually can do changes to a Python code or even like to Python interfaces without need to interact with the core code of the platform, but using just plugins. And recent development is about the pains that we were experiencing for the last couple of years working with the latest versions of OpenEdX is how to extend micro frontends. And last year, the solution with the frontend plugin framework was established initially by TU team, but eventually adopted in the community. And right now, with the release of the Redwood release, it's officially supported and included with the footer plugin slot, but like in Redwood. But right now, there are ongoing conversation and work is going for actually providing more capabilities for front-end plugin framework to shine actually across the different parts of the MFEs. And with all these types of plugins and extensions for OpenEdX, there is still no centralized place where all the extensions for OpenEdX can be depicted, and therefore, without like good knowledge of the OpenEdX infrastructure, like without deep in dive into how the system is built and how you actually might work with it, how you customize it without developers' knowledge. Many of the operators of OpenEdX and people even don't know that OpenEdX is that extensible, and that actually many of the business goals can be covered without doing some custom development or even like changing the core of the platform. And therefore, I believe Marketplace should provide this functionality as a list of extensions with the search filtering. Also, it is very important to bootstrap the process around Marketplace to provide a good maintainability of those extensions. There is a need to actually describe these extensions according to guidelines that should be also set up in the ideal world around Marketplace. There are some thoughts about how to select plugins that I need. Maybe we might experiment with the rating and review systems as well. And the ultimate goal of this marketplace is actually to help operators without developers' experience with installation of the plugins, and eventually even allowing for the operators to do one-click, so-called one-click installations, where there is like no development required or like no commands, like there is no instruction for installation. There is just a button to install this extension for your platform. If we deep and dive into main objectives that we set for the marketplace when creating this proposal, we wanted to focus on the market position of OpenEdX as extensible system We know that on the market there are a couple of open source LMS, including Moodle as a probably that is sharing the biggest part of the market, and pluginization and the extensibility is actually one of the biggest benefits of using Moodle. You don't need to develop a lot of code from scratch. Usually you can like search the marketplace and find a lot of paid and free extensions to the Moodle that are available there. So to make it more visible for the new adopters of OpenEdX, like we decided to also try to recreate this experience of searching plugins that are available right now through all the places, through like GitHub, for example, but are not available in any centralized place or index. Also, we wanted to simplify eventual integration of plugins for the operators, as said before, with aiming eventually for the one-click installations. And one of the biggest changes with like we were actually discussing that there were several attempts in the community to get to this point where we have a centralized directory of X blocks, of plugins, of different type of extensions. The latest one was the extension directory that hosted on openedx.org's website. But there are a couple of problems happened like during the maintenance period of the directory population with the new plugins, the specific of the design of this directory, and we tried to look back at what was good with the extension directory, what was the good with the previous experiences, what was the bad points, and tried to address them as well in the proposal. And basically, like accept the marketing of the platform to operators, to the new users of OpenEdX, to the businesses who are choosing OpenEdX as their LMS. There is large like benefits that will be coming to developers and to the community overall. So first of all, like just idea of creating the centralized hub where actually community developers can join together, can basically not like really join, but showcase their developments with OpenEdX, can actually indirectly promote also their services, development services, as well as showing the basically the showing the capabilities as a provider of OpenEdX is a good place to start, and also the idea of maintaining and managing this marketplace in a centralized way. We are working groups, and like by making this close connection to OpenEdX GitHub organization will eventually help us as a community to establish better processes in extending OpenEdX, in creating new extensions and plugins that might cover not just some small parts of the backend, or like not creating just the some utility to extend OpenEdX, but creating the whole end-to-end solutions with great documentation that can be used almost out of the box with OpenEdX. So when working on the preparation of the proposal, we have looked at all of like at plenty of marketplace solutions that are available right now on the market. Right now on the slide you can see there is a Shopify, Atlassian Marketplace, and also Salesforce App Exchange, and we tried to select all the useful features and also common features between all these marketplace solutions. As you can see, there is Filtering on the catalog is must-have thing, and it's available in every marketplace. There is like installation steps, description, and also ratings. And ratings is a big part of every marketplace. So eventually, we decided that OpenEdX Marketplace should also experiment with this. And eventually, I'm presenting to you the prototypes of the new OpenEdX Marketplace. Basically, we decided that on the catalog, we should include several different categories. We propose, but this also can be discussed as a comments in the proposal, but dividing basically marketplace into the following categories as official plugins and official Xblocks. Those are basically the plugins that are available out of the box with OpenEdX, and some other plugins as micro frontend applications, tutor plugin that without which you basically wouldn't be able to use OpenEdX. And also third-party plugins, third-party Xblocks, and themes. There is some rationale about specifically dividing this into those categories, but we believe that right now, deep dive into some other division that was before, it's too much, and some high-level division of categories will be enough. Also, we propose to include some important filtering for every catalog to ease the search and filtering capabilities. It is compatible versions of OpenEdX to make it easy to see the plugins and extensions that are well maintained and that basically compatible with the latest versions or that are outdated. Supported languages, maintainer or author of the plugin, and also a filtering by rating or reviews level. When deep dive into actually extended view of the plugin itself, we propose to divide the sections into several tabs, showing the overview of the plugin may be similar to the README in the repository, maybe using some other approach like additional documents from the docs directory, more details tab with actually all advanced details for the plugin, reviews tab, versions, and installation instructions that are specifically presented to ease installation of the plugin for users. And also, each plugin right now basically represents the entry in the GitHub repository where basically anybody can find source code. Maybe eventually it can be also extended to any repository like GitLab or Bitbucket or other, but the idea is that each extension should point to the actual source code for now. From backend perspective, there is idea that definitely was discussed in the community for some time already. Is basically leaning towards and utilization of the tutor plugin indexes, the concept that was presented by our Hank.io and Regis with introduction of the plugins initially. So this is like just the YAML file for now that can host and list all the versions of the plugins that can be used in a specific index. And all these indexes can be basically connected to your local tutor installations, and tutor will be able to install plugins from these indexes. This system looks pretty good and very similar, as Regis said, to Debian packaging system and actually package registry, and eventually can be extended to include some additional data about the plugins and be a place where basically we can enumerate all the plugins that will be eventually included into Marketplace. And on this slide, you can see that right now there is a discovery phase for the Marketplace, and basically preparation of this proposal was going on. This is a community initiative, and basically it's done as a part of the marketing working group work, but others working group should definitely join as well. And over the time, when the development of the Marketplace will begin, definitely encourage any feedback regarding how the Marketplace might look like, what would be the best for it. And the most important point is basically Marketplace isn't possible for now without a community, and basically even if we planning to start with the official and selected plugins, and basically this is all the extensions that right now already packed as a tutor extensions and available in other forms in GitHub or in basically as a tutor packages that can be downloaded. Eventually all the plugins that will be posted on the Marketplace would be supported by the community, maintained by the community, and it would be the main point to make it a centralized place. However, it can be it won't be possible to maintain it without the decentralized help of the community, and each maintainer will be basically would make their plugin to be maintainable and ready for use. And the further opportunities for this Marketplace that are not included in the proposal, but we would like to emphasize that this possible next steps is basically making the front end and this Marketplace that will be prepared initially on the openedx.org website embedded into every tutor installations, and every tutor operator will be able to select from the plugins and basically install, and it would be the same front end, but which can be used locally from the tutor installation and connected to the same mechanism of actually discovering the plugins via tutor plugin indexes. LTI tools catalog, this is something that right now work is going on, and to create the installation-based tools catalog, but maybe we might even extend it to make a centralized tools catalog where everybody can add their own instructions on how to set up their LTI tools working with OpenEdX. Of course, paid extensions catalog is the very important point that we should discuss in the future, and after establishing the Marketplace with all open source solutions that currently available, we might even gather more community contributions and developers if there will be an option to provide the paid extensions. It's just an idea for now, but eventually might convert into really something interesting. And basically some recommendation or other systems that or other functionality that used in Marketplace leaders can be evaluated and included in the Marketplace catalog. So on the slide, you will be able to see the QR code or link to the Discourse post where actually this proposal was initially presented and pitched. You can leave your comments in Discourse, or also you can go to the OpenEdX wiki pages and provide your basically feedback on the specific sections or on the whole proposal overall. And we encourage everyone to join. As I said, it is a community driven basically process and initiative that we've been working on for some time, And there is definitely a need for establishing this marketplace. There were a lot of talks about this. So please share your ideas or anything that could be missing in the current proposal to make this proposal full and eventually be implemented in the form that will benefit the community. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you, Gleb, for your presentation. And now we open for questions from the audience. Please feel free to write them in the room. I'm going to start with one question. So for the non-technical people in the audience, how challenging is it the one-click installation? So what's the path to reach that from the technical? So how far are we from the technical perspective? Again, for a non-technical audience, what would you say?
Okay, yeah, so we are not that far. However, we included this into like discovery and basically working on the implementation on it in the last milestone as proposed per proposal, basically of work on the marketplace. So probably it can be done around 2025 Q2 or something like this. Right now, I would say that many plugins allow the 1 or 2 commands installation. So basically, if you're an operator and you are using Tutor, there is a pretty clear steps you need to follow to install some specific extensions. There are a couple of extensions that require some more complex configuration and would require actually deeper knowledge of the OpenEdX ecosystem, of the stakings, environment, variables, and so on. But still, for many of the plugins, it's reasonably easy for now to convert them from several commands installation with a guide to eventually be in this one-click installation where some additional scripts will be running all these processes to enable it for your installation specifically.
Okay, thank you. Let's see one more question. So could you elaborate on the proposed governance model for the marketplace? How will quality control and security be ensured for these extensions?
Yeah, that's a great question. So eventually, I like a moment, trying to. One moment, I will try to open this in the new browser. Okay, so right now there is definitely there is a process described in the proposal on how to it is possible to maintain this marketplace. There should be definitely moderation. We expect most of the moderation coming from the marketing working group processes regarding actually reviewing some texts and so on. From the technical perspective, I believe it should be established over time to make sure that all the plugins actually get to the security standards of OpenEdX. I believe a lot of marketplaces, and we discovered that Odoo probably does the same, doing not actually pre-checkup of the plugins. Any plugin can be published, but eventually if there are some reports from the users happening for specific plugins and so on, then moderation is getting in and basically removing this plugin from the listing. And there are a couple of options available. We decided to actually include into implementation of this community scaling and growth of the new plugins as a part of the development of the marketplace. And this process eventually would be split between marketing working group, between several technical working groups and maintenance working group for official plugins. and yeah, basically you can read out some actions that are supposed to be done by different working groups in the community. But this is still like a point to discuss, and there are a couple of ways. And to make it more easier for community to start up, we propose to leave most of the points to the post reaction, to some reports and so on, instead of actually doing deep dive analysis of each extension and plugins that should be published on the marketplace. Oh, okay, one more point, I actually missed this during the presentation. All the plugins on the marketplace will came up through this tutor plugin indexes repository that host basically the list of the extensions that should be presented on front-end side of the openedx.org. And basically during the PR review process for adding additional plugins, there will be like a high-level checkup of the plugin and what it does and how it's described before actually being accepted into index. So yeah, there is an idea that maintainers will get to the standard before this pull request review, and eventually will continue support the standard guideline for their plugin after it's been published, and it should be populated with new versions as well. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Thank you for questions. Let's see if we have any other questions. It's a great initiative, so I encourage everyone to join the discussion on the forums and get involved. And well, with this, we'll be finishing today's meetup, the presentation part. Now, I welcome you. I invite you to join to the unstructured networking area. So Intel and IBM, they will be available in Carpet D, and Glib will be in Carpet E. So thank you for being here, and hope to see you in the next September meetup, OpenEdX meetup.